All right. So, it's Tacoma Famous. Y'all know there's a lot of police reform bills that are out there at the moment. And Washington State just passed one. People are applauding what's about this, how they have to use the minimum standard of of force as determined. So I haven't looked at the bill, but who determines the minimum standard of lethal force? They want to set up a community review board. Exactly what are you reviewing? What exactly what is the community reviewing? Also, they're limited what people can use in riots and doing protests and stuff like that. So, but we need to understand there's a difference between rioting and protesting. There's a difference. Um, who determines, or who's going to draw the line? Um, who's going to make that determination from when it goes from a protest to a riot? I mean, I think that I know the governor's going to sign it, but I think before he signs it, he really should be thinking the language that's in there. I mean, if you're protesting, and if I'm just protesting, and you use tear gas and you use rubber bullets on me, I think we should have an existing law already that covers that. There has to be, and if we don't have an existing law that covers the police force using those tactics, then yeah, something needs to change. I mean, let's go back to the '60s when Bull Connor in Birmingham, Alabama, turned the water hose on nonviolent protesting, and they released the German shepherds. You mean to tell me after all of that, there's not an existing law that protects us from the police doing protest? Um, but when people are rioting and they are being destructive and they're putting peoples in harm's way, even if it means including themselves in harm's way, why would you try to limit the tactics that they use? It, it's just not making sense. And I think somewhere down the line, there has to be a reevaluation. You have to be able to sit down with certain people to determine, and not let me just say certain people. You have to be able to sit down with law enforcement, and and the question you need to ask, you have to ask them, what is it that we need to know about how you're policing? Um, there should be something in program in policies in a rule book and somewhere that tells you how to deal with me as a human being. I mean, yeah, that's the issue we need to address. How do you stop looking at me as a threat? Let's have those crucial conversations. Let's have that hard dialogue. And I don't see it happening. Are we scared to have that? Are we scared to sit in a room with police officers and look them in the eye and have them tell us why you consider us to be a threat and how come you don't consider so and so a threat? I mean, let's be real about it. Let's find out why. Let's get into this thing. That's just my 2 cents, and that's just me. Yeah, I'm Tacoma Famous out here, um, because things are about to get real bad. It's about to get worse. Y'all think it's gonna get better, but no, it's about to get worse. And the reason I say that it's about to get worse is because what's happening now is that you are in essence deregulating the police department. You are telling them that they can't have this and you can't have that and you can't do this and you can't do that. So that leaves them with only one type of force to use. That force is to pull their weapon. I don't see how yeah, but y'all saying, well, if we take this, no. If you take all that other stuff, the first thing they're going to be able to fall back plan is to take that weapon and gun you down. So we need to have a real dialogue with the police. I need my legislators to stop getting on camera. Leave the camera to me. Let me get the camera. Let me get in there and have my 15 minutes of fame. What I need for you to do is to legislate. Stop getting in front of the cameras and telling us how things should be. And you write up a bill and policy and you tell me how you want it to be. Don't, your sound bites are not working anymore. When you have to when you have to make a law to protect people that are rioting, that should let you know that there's a broken system. And the system needs to be fixed. And we need to sit down and have that dialogue with the police officer. And I cannot wait till somebody really decides that. Well, I'm Tacoma Famous. I got to get out of here. Just wanted to drop my 2 cents in. Once a week, I'm going to try to have, long broadcasts like that and everything because, hey, we're one. We're all the same. I need you to police my community just like you police other communities. We are not a threat.